Amad Diallo should never be benched by Ruben Amorim. That's the lesson number one that we learned from Man United's 4-3 loss to Tottenham Hotspurs to be ejected out of the Carabao Cup. Welcome to the Net of Sport. My name is Webb. Here is a match reaction, which honestly should be a mixture of feelings, if you ask me. I thought, of course, the first stanza were totally off the game. Like the starting 11 that you saw, we all, I think, felt it that probably we are not going to get much from that starting 11. But second stanza, we got back into the game, ups and downs, a few things, a few errors that got us maybe feel subdued, killed our energy. But with Amad Diallo on the pitch, everyone is bouncing off his energy. You love to watch this boy. Like this video, share it. Most importantly, subscribe to the Net of Sport. Let's get this match reaction and player ratings. First of all, I think, yes, for me, to first give you my general view, I think it's good riddance that we are out of the Carabao Cup, to be honest. Because, first of all, the stage we are in rebuilding, we need to focus on a few competitions that make sense. Ruben Amorim made it clear the target for him is the Premier League and, of course, the Europa League because it's a gateway to direct qualification into the Champions League. My feeling is the Carabao Cup, even from Ruben Amorim's starting 11, you would see bring in Bainde to start in between the sticks. He was quite rusty, understandably. Of course, there are errors that you watch and you're like, a goalkeeper at this level, how do you concede from a direct corner? But he will say he was obstructed, they touched his hand, and there's no VAR in the Carabao Cup. So we will never know whether VAR would have given that goal or not. But that said, I don't think it's even about the refereeing error or what. I thought the referee was fairly decent across the game. But for me, what I think is United being out of the Carabao Cup gives us a chance to fight for positions in the Premier League. Look, guys, we are 13th on the log. We need to win games consistently and move places in the Premier League. And I strongly believe Man United is in a good position to improve and fight for top four. So I think Ruben Amorim will be thinking, yes, at least we did not go out without a fight. So for me, the fight was impeccable. But getting proper to individual players and observations we made, first of all, I felt like Nusal Mazraoui looked a bit rusty. This could have been Mazraoui's worst game, and it wasn't the worst of games but his standards. By his standards, I felt this was perhaps one of his worst games, if not his very worst game in a Man United jersey. I expected him to have been rested for this game. Surprised that he played the entire 90 minutes, but I thought he was a bit rusty. Lenny Yoro, I thought was good. I thought he had a good game, full game. I thought Lisandro Martinez was on and off. I think not exactly at the levels we saw him in the previous game. Then get into the middle. Manuel Ugarte, impeccable footballer. Ugarte is such a footballer. Keeps doing the same things. I feel like we're beginning to see the consistency of Manuel Ugarte. You love to see it. Substituted, Kobe comes on, but also looked good, I think, in the middle. I thought Eriksen missed a couple of good shots because Diego Dallo was giving him good cut backs to set him up, but his shots, especially in the first half, were a bit not precise, lacked in a way. Bruno, fair game. You felt Anthony, I think, should keep coming off the bench. Clearly, as a starter, there was nothing to write home about, nothing to remember about Anthony. So negligible. Diogo Dallo continues to, again, inconsistent on and off. Good cutbacks at times, but then at times he will make the wrong, decision. Lack that press. There is a ball which they gave him, and he thought he should have continued forward, and then he cuts back. Yet he should have gone forward, as if not sure of what he wanted to do. Then you look at Rasmus Hoyland. Hoyland's inconsistency is worrying. There are things he does, making the wrong runs at times now. I felt there are things he did that did not look good on him as a striker, as a number nine. He's got to be sharper than that because there are balls that Bruno played his way, and I thought for me, Hoyland was in the wrong place. He made the wrong run, but Bruno hit the right ball. So that I think was another issue in the game. Quite an anarchist, but let's focus on the spark. The spark again being Amad Diallo, and I tell you, whereas we've been patient with Ruben Amorim in terms of trying to rotate, try to come up with a definite starting 11, I'll tell you, it has now got to a point where he cannot rest Amad Diallo. I think the fans of Man United now will start calling out Ruben Amorim whenever he starts Amad Diallo on the bench. Diallo, just like Bruno, is not benched for almost every game. Diallo cannot be benched for any game. He should start. If he fails to perform, because those days will come, the dry days will come, he won't be performing ball in every game. It's okay. He can pull him off and bring on another person. But if Man United struggles with Ahmad on the bench, Ruben Amorim will face it rough with Man United supporters because Ahmad has clearly shown, first of all, that he does not get tired. The boy is still hungry. That goal that is scored, I've never seen such a thing. I've never seen such a press. That is what they call pressing. I've said it time and again before that Amad Diallo, the thing about him and what makes him so difficult to deal with is he presses the ball, but he times his run so well that he will snatch that ball, he will get to it. He knows when to sprint and he goes for the ball. His eyes are on the ball, not on the person he's trying to press. Some players press you so that you make an error. Ahmad goes, aims for the ball, and more times than not, he steals it. Look at that goal. It's insane. It's unbelievable because the distance he covered, you wonder what the goalkeeper was thinking. Then, of course, plays. If Man United had drawn this game, Ahmad could have easily been man of the match. Yet he came off the bench. He changed the game. The corner he brought for, I think it was the goal was created to Evans, but everything he was doing, he changes the game. He puts the opposition under pressure. There are moments where I felt our players got a little anxious and eager to score a goal. So they were making, Mazraoui was guilty. Ahmad at some point wanting to shoot a bit earlier, lacking that patience, which you would understand because at that time the adrenaline is boiling. You want the goal, the clock is ticking. You feel like you're in it. You feel you can score. But I think for me, Ruben Amorim at this point, he has tested every player. He must have mastered this starting 11. And Ahmad Diallo, just like Andre Onana, just like Nusair Mazraoui, just like Manuel Ugarte. I think Kobe Maina as well is beginning to look comfortable again under Amorim. I think he has got to master his starting 11 and has got to play them. It's good now that we are out of the Carabao Cup. In the next competitions, that's the Europa League and the Premier League, we don't want to see things of he's resting Ahmad and everyone should play. I think now it's clear Ahmad cannot sit on the bench. This boy is clearly Mr. Man United. Until the run ends, until he gets off his purple patch, he cannot be benching him. Otherwise, it will be trouble for him. If the team that ended this game had started, Man United could have probably won this game comfortably. But again, I can't blame him. I think for me, it was a fine loss. But I think if you look at it, it was a hard-fought loss. The one thing that Amorim has brought back into Man United is that fighting spirit. Players fighting until the very last minute. We lacked it at some point. You love to see it. Just that we don't want to be fighting for every win in every game. It doesn't look good at all. But I thought it was a decent game. So 10, despite the loss, I would give our team a 5.5, slightly above average, especially for that second stanza, the fight they put on. If that corner hadn't gone in, probably the story would be different. United could have drawn or even won that game. Give me your opinion about it. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me catch you later.